You ready for this? Never.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We're in for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brett Man's right over there. Chris is underneath us. It's time for another Slash It Out Live. Been having a good time. Today we're going to be doing the A24 Double Down, man. We got the killing of a sacred deer versus It Comes at Night. Two divisive films, you could say, but two films that have gained a lot of attention nonetheless. And man, it's gonna be a fun showdown tonight, man. This of course came from Chris's pick. It was the winner of the wind spill the wheel spinner thingy last week. So we'll be doing that again later at the end of this episode to determine next week's Slash It Out.
Did you just mute me?
No, I did not actually.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I'm going to have to take over. You're just so freaking excited about this matchup. But, man, I'm looking forward to this. So, before we really get cracking down on this particular matchup and topic here tonight, like Brad said, this is Chris's pick on our Slash It Out wheel. Kind of
the real wheel, dude.
The real wheel. Hey, real money, make the world go around. But anyways, besides the point, I want my bud. I want my bud. But Chris, explain to us why these two matchups. What the hell? Like, because I even was so concerned with this particular matchup, but I'll let you know now. I fucking love these movies.
Man, I love A24. You guys know that. And I was trying to think of all the stuff that you guys already had quite a few in the list whenever I started contributing. So I wanted to kind of put something out there that was a little more obscure, a little weirder than what you guys had on there. And so I took my love of A24 and put it to good use, man. And Brad and I had been talking about Sacred Deer for a while. A couple of times whenever I was down at his place, we almost put it on. So I was like, man, let's get these guys watching this.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed about your picks on our wheel, that you went the more unique routes of your movie selecting, which I absolutely love. It keeps us on our toes, man, and definitely these two movies kept me on my toes.
That they did, man. They were both, both of the movies are, I mean, I guess really what was I see why you picked the weird shit, but what made you decide to put these two together? What was the commonality in these movies that said, you know what, these are going to be, this is a good matchup here today? I see it. I mean, I'm just curious what your thoughts were.
Oh,
how they came together.
Honestly, I don't even remember. I remember Killing of a Sacred Deer, I was looking for a matchup for it. And I wanted something equally as strange. I didn't want it to be, I could have put like, the Killing of a Sacred Deer is about a doctor. So let's fucking put Dr. Giggles on there, the dentist or whatever, Put something like that.
Dr. Gordon, dude.
Me and Matt Fauci's in the chat too. Like, we can't go through that again.
Yeah, man.
That's real?
Dr. Giggles,
dude, yeah, dude, that's a real movie.
Damn.
I sense a never watch party in the future.
Dr. Jiggles versus Mr. Jingle, the freaking clown movie from
Dr. Jiggles? That's a different movie, dude.
Oh my!
I think I subscribed to his OnlyFans page.
Yeah, well, that's because your money jiggles.
Yeah, you're damn right. And so I really don't even remember what the common thread was, other than it was just A24, and they were both a little weird. And I know that you guys hadn't seen either of them. That was another big draw for me. It was like I wanted to include something that I could put on there that would be a first watch for you guys. So just those kind of things. Put it all together for me, man. I saw a good
fine pick
there.
Dude, hell yeah, and freaking great finds, because again, our motto is we hunt for the good reels, so you do not have to. And damn it, we found some. Chris, our buddy down here, definitely found two reels that deserve very high praise, and we're going to give those two movies the very high praises. But before we continue on, I want to say hello to the chat real quick. We got Matt Fauci of Fauci Cinema. What's going on, man? What's
Sexy
going on?
SOB
You
right there, dude.
Yeah, sexy son of a bitch. And then, what's up, Happy Sanjo? I actually really enjoy It Comes at Night. Hell
it's a
yeah.
good one.
Yeah, I took it too, man, for sure.
And then we got Kyle from Flet Lives. What's going on, my friend?
Thank you, sir.
Kyle, welcome.
And then
Always
we
a pleasure.
got Chase Moser from Moser Movie Reviews. What's going on, Chase?
My man.
And then Adrian James. What's going on, Adrian?
What's up, man?
Hello there, Mr. Kenobi.
Oh, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll do our tail of the tape, and we'll get down to the nitty-gritty, and then we'll, of course, at the end, spin the wheel to see what the next matchup for next week is going to be. And, yeah, and that's going to be freaking it. Sorry, I kind of had a brain fart there for a second. But
Dude, it's been happening,
anyways,
man. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. That's what
I know.
it is.
It's weird because we normally do
It's like
these shows
Monday
on
part 2.
Wednesdays.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, because our plan in the future is trying to do most of these slash it outs on Thursdays starting next week. I think that is going to be our plan. So again, stay tuned to all of our social medias for all the updates on slash it outs. And before we really get going, we want to hear what you guys think of these two movies. Let us know in the chat, in the comic section if you're watching after the fact. So let's freaking go to the tail of the tape.
Whip it up, Birdie. And while he's doing so, I will remind you guys that obviously today we'll be talking spoilers from both movies.
Yes.
They've both been out a few years, but just in case you haven't seen them, you want to see them, we're definitely going to be getting deep into spoilers in the conversation. So just be mindful of that. But anyway, let's see this bad boy.
It barely goes because there's a general rule of 5 years is the spoiler thing, which we're kind of touching upon that 5 years with these numbers. So, but yeah, again, still, we will be doing spoilers.
Yes.
So, Brad, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, dude.
Okay, so both of these came out in 2017, man. Both rather enjoyed by the critics. Rotten Tomato score here we have is 80 for Sacred Deer, and then 87 for It Comes at Night from the critics. From the audience, it's 63 and 44 respectively. We don't have the budget information exactly, but we do know that It Comes at Night had a $5 million budget, which is, actually pretty decent considering there's not a lot of shit that hits the fan in the movie. So that's good. I like that. I see what we see there.
Joel Edgerton probably got 4 of it.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. And well-deserved too, man. Well-deserved.
Yeah.
Sacred Deer, actually, I remember we actually almost saw this movie in theaters, but they didn't really show it. We had to go to some indie theater to see it, and like it just, it never really matched our schedule, so it was kind of hard to find. Hence why it probably only made $7 million. It Comes at Night, I remember what it was actually marketed quite a bit, and I think that's why a lot of people hated it because the marketing didn't match the movie. But it made some money, $20 million, and then you could do the directors, Chris.
You want me to do that? Yeah, Yorgos Lanthimos and Trey Edward Schultz. I think.
We're gonna let Chris say all the freaking unique names because that was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I think this was Lanthimos' first big movie, maybe his second. I know it was Trey Schultz's second.
Lobster.
Movie. The Lobster came first, and The Favorite was after this one. So
Are you not fond of me, Lobster?
Honestly, that movie's fucking wild. Not really a horror movie. It's more of like a dark comedy, but equally as fucking weird as this, if not weirder. So it's the second feature film for both of these guys, and Trey Schultz's first debut was that movie about his aunt called Krisha, which is also kind of like a borderline horror movie. But yeah, that's I think both of these guys are really fascinating to watch. All of their shit thus far has been great.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man. And I saw Happy Sancho's comment of what the hell is going on with the box office. Yeah, I tried to do research on the killing of the Sacred Deer to find a budget, but for some reason it didn't budge about releasing the budget information. No pun intended. Actually, who am I kidding? That's a pun intended. But yeah, even though when I watched both of these movies, it seemed like the Sacred Deer movie had the $5 million budget, while It Comes at Night had the low budget, in my opinion, just by the way how everything was shot and everything. But yeah, and plus the Sacred Deer kind of used CGI blood, but we'll get into that when the time comes.
Oh, God, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. That's probably one of my few nitpicks on the movie. Oh, and what's up, Gory Tiger? How are you doing, bud?
I will say the posters for both are dope, man. The It Comes at Night poster is absolutely fantastic. It draws you in. It makes you ask a lot of questions. There's a mystique about it. That's a good design right there. That's been drawing me in towards this movie for so long. The only reason I haven't watched it is just because it didn't get good word of mouth.
Yeah, and it reminded me to ask one particular question about the killing of a sacred deer for after we're done with our discussion. But guys, anything else with this tale of the tape?
No, negative.
All right, so let's freaking get started with this bad boy. Chris, again, this is your pick with the wheel. Which area do you want to tackle first?
Oh, I don't give a shit, man. I want to say my favorite thing, I think, probably about both of these is the cast of The Killing of a Sacred Deer, man. Where has
Brian, let's
Alicia
go with that.
Silverstone been? That's the question I want to ask up front.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Alicia Silverstone as a kid, and I thought that she just retired and was like out there in the ether somewhere. I wasn't even sure she was even alive. And here she shows up here and absolutely kills it. Is fucking perfect weird mom trying to get back out there on the dating scene. You know what I mean?
Definitely not on Tinder.
She's out of practice a little bit.
What's that one
She's
weird
out
song?
of practice.
What's that one weird song going on right now? It's like somebody come get her, because that's pretty much all I was singing when I saw Alicia Silverstone on that
I
screen.
literally quit the show.
She kind of had to be fair, like she kind of had me interested in this tart though. Like she talked it up a lot. I think that's where she's been, is kind of working on that tart for a while.
Yeah, you would think so. She was very adamant about having a bite of the tart, which, truthfully, I would have taken those beautiful hands and I would have gotten right into that tart. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hell
yeah. It was a freshly baked tart.
Yeah, I don't think there was a tart. I think she was talking about her vagina the entire time.
Well, very well to be blunt there.
It's a Pop-Tart. That's all it is.
She was trying to offer him a piece of tart. But the cat honestly was fantastic, and I found myself thinking the whole time I was watching Colin Farrell in this thing. I was like, man, we just saw him in The Penguin, you know? And I just rewatched The Batman a couple weeks ago, and I thought, man, what a huge departure, you know, a huge disparity between those two roles, right? And he absolutely slays it in both, man. He's such a great actor. But everybody else as well. Barry Keoghan, I think, in there. I maybe butchered that name. I don't know. And everybody there was just fantastic. And just fucking everything in that movie is just so offbeat, but they never, you know what I mean? Like everybody's just, all the acting makes you uncomfortable, but they're all so fucking good at it, you know?
Oh, the dialogue is weird, dude. Like all the conversations are so weird. Like it's like, hey, what are the plans? Cut your hair. What about my hair? My hair is decent. Like I just just all this weird shit.
Can I see your chest hair?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just the whole time. Yeah, the dialogue is weird. The conversations are just weird, and but they sell it, man. The actors sell it, you know, with such ease. It's awesome.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
And Adrian, I saw your chat right there about Mr. freaking Jack Sparrow. I'm being careful about that because I am hearing some things when that name gets mentioned on YouTube, they block it. So I am not going to say that name. But hell yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to ignore it. So, yeah.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
What? No, just kidding.
The island
Tortuga. But no, but for speaking of a good cast, what about freaking selection of a casting choice before It Comes at Night with Joel Edgerton?
Joel Edgerton. Yeah. Man, he
Joel.
freaking crushed it. Yeah, he was good in the movie, man. Were you going to say anything? Anybody else from the cast of that movie, Brett? I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, nothing pretty much else.
Okay.
But freaking besides the fact that Barry, Chris talked about and like weird dialogue and just being weird, freaking Barry sold the shit out of being weird in that movie.
I see why he became the Joker, man. So yeah, both of these movies they really lean into the characters. The characters are a critical part of both films because there's not a lot of stuff going on outside of what they're doing. A lot of dialogue, a lot of going back and forth, and a lot of just kind of exploring the depths of these characters and stuff. And I think they really all do a really good job of holding your attention despite not a lot of action going on. Gotta say, Sacred Deer has one hell of a Batman cast when you think about it, though. It's got a freaking four alumnus from the Batman franchise, man. It's freaking crazy. You got the Joker, you got the Penguin, you got freaking Batgirl, and you got freaking Dr. what's her name, Brett, man. It just freaking blew out of my head because either way, Nicole Kidman.
See,
Oh,
From Batman Forever. Um,
yeah, movie that we do not talk about.
Yes. Great cast, but
Man.
anyway, yeah. I honestly I just don't know like how they afforded all these people. It's great, and it's actually I think is one of my favorite Colin Farrell performances. I mean, I haven't seen him in a lot. I've seen him in like Miami Vice, obviously in Bruges is probably up there too. But yeah, fucking Bruges. but I also like yeah, obviously
thank you,
the
Corey.
Pink
It's Dr. Chase.
Dr.
It was
Chase,
right
thank
on the
you.
tip of my fucking tongue, dude. I was like,
Meridian.
come on, what is it?
Chase Meridian, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
And what's up,
I mean,
Cup of Joe? Sorry, I just saw him pop up in the chat.
it's a very different performance from the Penguin, but I think it's right out there with it. I think it's very good, very compelling, and again, just like Nicole Kidman was great in The Northman, she was great here too, man. A different role, weird dialogue, and she makes it work. It was awesome. But yeah, Brettman, you were talking about Joel Edgerton. I thought he did a good job of kind of pulling everybody together in that ensemble, and really being captivating, and you can see why he's freaking out in the movie, but you don't really know why, and he does a good job of giving you that kind of mystery in his performance, I guess.
Oh yeah, especially a freaking mystery behind the performance. I think the actual standout and It Comes at Night is Kelvin Harrison Jr. Playing with the role of Travis. I thought he was absolutely spectacular. And I'm like, how come I've never heard this guy before? I figure with how well the job he did at It Comes at Night, he would be given a lot more opportunities after that. So I hope this movie kind of gets a resurgence from fans, so he can get those more featured roles, because I would love to see him play other roles.
Yeah, has he done really anything after this? I haven't looked,
let me look.
I don't.
Which, by the way, I am doing the It Comes at Night on Letterboxd. So, Brad, if you want to, Brad or Chris wants to do the Sacred Deer on Letterboxd, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay. Brad, he was in that freaking movie you told me about last year, The Trial of Chicago 7.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, he was in that movie, and then he was also in 12 Years a Slave as well.
Doozy.
Yeah, so he's been in. Evan's been in the new 2021 movie of Coreano. What?
Hell yeah!
What?
It's the freaking one with Peter. The
Serrano.
Yeah. So
okay.
yeah, so I just remember that movie getting promoted late last year, but yeah. So okay, I take that back. He's been in some other pretty standard roles too. And what's up, J Man? Saw him in the chat too.
J Man's in the house, dude. Hey, hell of a ranking with Stallone last night, man. Thanks for jumping in.
Hell yeah. They're going to freaking watch Extendables here in a little while, so that'll be awesome. Doing Brother Fluff.
Wow. That must be a softcore
rated X
version
version
of the Expendables. Yeah.
Oh, shut the hell up. But Brother Fluff,
extends.
Guy who has only seen 12 movies. How come I've never seen fucking asshole? Sorry, that's fucking hilarious.
Flamethrower coming in dirty, dog.
Yeah, you got me good, dog. Like, bravo. But anything else about the cast? Like, again, I thought the cast was very well selected for both of these movies.
They were, man. Just the second, Joel, Barry Keoghan, I didn't really say much about him. You guys said a lot. I agree with you guys. He was creepy as fuck. He likes to eat his French fries last because they're the best part of the meal, and he's also really into. Yeah, I like to intermingle. The
Dude, ain't that the most bland spaghetti you've ever seen in your entire life? It really offended me with how bad that spaghetti looked.
That's the movie where he was just wolfing it down, isn't it? He was absolutely just freaking inhaling it. And I'm like, dude, he's going to choke on a noodle, man.
But he eats it just like his dad.
That's true. And
then he winds it up. That whole bit of dialogue, that was just like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, both casts were great, man. And I also thought Christopher Abbott and Riley Keough, who did the what are their names? Andrew, was his name Andrew? The guy that initially breaks into the house and it comes at night, kind of sets everything up.
Oh, yeah, that's Andrew Griffin Robert Faulkner.
Kim.
Yeah, we got Andrew, we got Kim. Oh, you're talking about
William.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
There we go. Yeah, Will and whatever his wife's name was, Riley Keough's character.
Yeah, Kim.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought they both did a really great job. Two enormously underrated actors, I think. They're pretty much great in everything, but they don't get like headlining work. But great character actors and phenomenal in that cast as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And oh, what's up, Mia? Mia says the killing of a sacred deer is a real mindfuck. And yes, we're really about to get into that because that movie really messed me up. Like I had to take a
Yes.
breather before I started. It Comes at Night. And then the J Man's never heard either of these movies. Again, we have for the good reels, so you do not have to. So hell yeah.
Hey, check them out, man. If I can't, I don't know. Like if you're into like the weirder A24 stuff, man, definitely check these out. They're both.
Yeah,
They're
this
both
is
very
like
good.
kind of like the birth of A24 movies before A24 really got like going with Hereditary.
That's
This
a good
was like
point. Yeah,
both of these movies were pre-Hereditary.
back there with Black Coat's daughter, man.
Oh, and
Yeah.
lastly, for the cast, Chris, you talked about Alicia Silverstone. She actually was in a movie earlier this year called Requiem. It's a shark movie. However, it was absolutely terrible. But Alicia Silverstone, she did the best she could, so I didn't blame her at all for the movie.
I've seen her in something else recently. She's kind of had a little bit of a comeback here lately.
Which I'm glad because she deserves it.
Yeah,
I'm all about it, man. She needs a redemption from that Batgirl incident.
I know,
Yeah,
man.
as if.
Yeah, and clueless. But yeah, I've always God, wasn't she a fucking assassin or something in a movie one time?
No, but you
remember.
sold me on that one.
Yeah, I've always liked the way that she holds her
Yep.
mouth when she talks.
Thank you, J-Man. She was in The Line.
Yeah, I knew she was
Oh!
in something recently, man. Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I knew that. I was like, I've seen her in something here. But yeah, nice to see her back again, man.
Oh, yeah. Back in black. I hit the same.
So one of the similarities that I did find between these two that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Freaking Riley was in The Lodge, too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you guys don't have anything else to add to the cast, man, I was just gonna bump on into the next thing here. One of the things that I love about both these, the setup of both the movies, kind of like the this weird sense of paranoia, right? They're both very, at least for me, paranoia inducing, right? Because you don't really know what's going on until at least you're approaching the third act. I mean, you get a few hints here and there, but especially in It Comes at Night, you know, you don't really know if they should trust these people. You don't know if they're, trustworthy or not. You don't know if they're robbing them, if they're setting something up, or if they're just legitimately, people that are in the same boat as they are. And similarly with the killing of a sacred deer, you don't really know what's happening to his children, even though, and do you believe Barry Keoghan's character that all this stuff's really going on? Because if some fucking kid said that to me, right, you would be like, what? Get the fuck out of here. You asked to see my chest hair 2 days ago. Now you're telling me my family's gonna die? Get the fuck out of here.
And I don't give a shit if it grows back in a month or two.
Right. And so it's I found it very interesting that they both did such a good job of creating that sort of paranoia atmosphere. Did you guys get that out of these two setups at all? I mean,
I'll be honest with you, I did not until our little text chat when Brad mentioned it, and then when I start to think about it, absolutely, I did. I sensed the whole being paranoid.
We're making up words
movies.
all night tonight.
Dude, I am
$5.99, and we'll give you a
That's
word
fucking
every
awesome.
month.
Hooked on phonics.
It's both of us. It's me too.
The Bratman's Wikipedia page will be available on GoodRealHunting.com. Just kidding, we do not have a website, so don't go there. But yeah, I easily saw it, and I feel like It Comes at Night did a little bit better because to me, when I saw the movie and think about being paranoid, it really just touches upon if this happened in real life, you would be the exact same way that this family is doing and try to take care of every precaution and every bad scenario. So I feel like It Comes at Night gets a better notch when it comes to that particular topic.
Yeah, dude, I think so. That's a good point. Both of these, they do a really good job of that. And why they do such a good job at it is because you don't know, you're thrust into both of these worlds excuse me, you're thrust into both of these worlds without knowing anything about it. Like you're just going in there, you go in, it comes at night, shit's good. Obviously, you see from the beginning of the movie when they kill Gramps that shit's hit the fan, and like there's weird shit going on in the world, and people are getting sick, but like you don't know to what extent, you don't know like, to what interactions they've had with other humans before this. So whenever William shows up, you're like, oh, this guy, like you really don't know. You just don't know what to feel. Like you don't. Maybe they've been duped before. Maybe not.
Mhm.
Maybe maybe they could have trusted him. But also on the other end of that, killing of a sacred deer, you don't know shit about fuck, man. Like the freaking Barry Keoghan comes in, you have no idea who the kid is. At first you're thinking like, maybe he's like an illegitimate son or something like that, and then like later, like they meet each other, but it's still like it's very secretive. The relationship is secretive. Like his wife doesn't know that he's hanging out with this kid and going to the diner and eating French fries last and stuff like that. And I think that's cool because you spend a lot of time just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Like, what are the details of this relationship? And then once he does do the poison thing or whatever it is, a freaking curse from the lady in the woods or whatever, like you don't know, you just don't know what to think about it. You don't know how to trust him. You don't know like how far these guys go back. It's not until later in the movie when their relationship is defined a little bit more, where you get to figure some of that out. So I think that's cool. And yeah, both of these do the same thing. And then like you get to the point of that scene, and It Comes at Night when Joel and William, I'm putting real names with fake names here, okay? When Joel and William go off in the
Paul and Will.
When Paul and Will go off in the truck and it's playing that really tense music, you're like, it's very unnerving. Like, I can't trust this dude kind of music that's playing. And it's like, it's very kind of tense and whatnot. And then it's the other dudes that start shooting at them. So it's like, yeah, man, like maybe you guys should work together, man. Like it's cool. It's dope. And both of these just raise so many questions.
Oh, dude, especially with freaking the killing of a sacred deer, because I was just asking the whole time, what the hell, what did Martin do to the family for them to start doing that? Like, I understand the rules and all that, but what particular moment or did he have like freaking like a freaking mutant powers and just go like do that, or like did he just like put like, I don't know, I can't explain that, and that was one of my marks of the movie as well, even though we weren't really supposed to know that, but for that particular thing I actually did want to know.
Well, Colin, he explained it to you. He needed a magical freaking mystery tour of ingredients to put a cure together, but he couldn't find any in the cupboard, man. He tried. But like,
okay, so was Martin like freaking, was he a freaking witch, or no, was he a wizard?
Well,
like sleep wizard. Are you asking how he got his power or why he's using it to do what he does?
Oh no, I know why he used it,
okay.
and I actually, in a kind of a way, don't blame him for using it that way. But I just wonder how he got it. What are the freaking origins of that? Like, because that can be interesting to kind of like dig up.
It's a question we don't know. I think I read somewhere in that the director did an interview or something, and I think this is like an old fable or something, like an old some kind of foreign fable.
Wait, the Xbox game?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Yes, just like that.
Exactly. Yeah, he played a lot of Xbox, and he was just sitting there one day, and he's like, "Man, wouldn't it be super cool if
wait a
I just
tick
had a kid?" God damn it, I got it. Yeah, you just don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think Brad knows.
Well, and I don't mind that, kind of like with Michael Myers, like for him, like the reason of him being evil, I don't need to know that, but to have like this particular way in this story, I kind of did want it to know, so that's why I mark it down just a few pegs, so not nothing major, but
I get it. I appreciate the ambiguity from it, man. I really do. I always am a fan of it. That's what you said, Michael. That's why I like Michael the most, is because he's got that kind of weird background that you never really have those questions answered. And I think this is a good use of that too, because you just don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Like at the end, whenever like they're all walking out and they're seemingly fine, everybody's walking, they're eating, they're having a good time, and their blood isn't coming out of their eyeballs. It's like, what happened? How did they get cured? Like was it literally just a the witch in the woods, kind of deal, or what? Did he slip him a freaking?
He had to settle the balance, man. He Colin had killed one of Barry's folks, and so somebody from his family had to go too, man. And once he, once he sacrificed somebody, it settled the score, man.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
freaking
it
Nicole
brings up those
Kidman
questions.
kind of sacrificed her hand too, so we gotta give props to that.
Shout out to Detective Box from the night of, man.
Yeah. I started
Oh
saying
my
it comes
gosh.
at 9, but yeah, that's Bill Camp, man. He's been in a lot of shit here lately, dude. That guy's getting a lot of work after the night of. But yeah, looked like a really, really a good old fashioned Western grip. Which sometimes, you know what I'm saying? If you want the information, you got to give one of those up, dude. Every now and
Yeah.
then.
She's
Yeah,
probably
you
like,
just
hey,
gotta-
Colin Farrell need a hand.
But so what have you got, Brad? What I know you got some shit you want to talk about.
So
You're like Schindler, you make a lot of lists.
I check them twice, but yeah, you just made the list. I like what you just talked. That category was good. I think another thing that both of these flicks do is they present you as the viewer with questions to ask yourself. How would you handle these situations?
Mhm.
You know, and I think that's a pretty cool similarity that they both have. It's like, what would you do if you were in Colin Farrell's shoes? And you were like, hey man, I gotta freaking murk somebody or we're all gonna get murked kind of deal. And
Honestly, he did the best that he possibly could. I mean, how could you would have to just kind of let chance. Although, I mean, it seems like maybe he should have had a spin wheel like we have for some
yeah, that would have
time.
been easier.
Because those just firing the gun and then it's not hitting anyone. Like
That would have never worked, dude. You would have ran out of ammo.
That's much more terrifying than you know what I mean, than actually getting fucking shot.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it was an amazing what we call suspenseful scene. Him doing it that way, it got me freaking tense.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brad. I cut you off in the middle of a thought, man. My bad.
It was cool. There was something I read earlier. There was apparently the first scene when the kid gets sick. There's like you can see a deer in the background, and it's like it's a foreshadowing that he in fact is going to be the one that gets sacrificed at the end. I thought that was kind of cool, but I didn't very notice it, but it was cool. But either way, so I thought that was cool. And then same thing, it comes at night, man. You get the situation where you have a family to protect and you're there and like everybody's in this house, they're shacked up, and the I got some shackles in the back. Just kidding. Seriously, I got them. They're shacked up and they're you have these strangers busting in there. It's like and you build a friendship up over, the course of, it seems like months, really when they're together in the movie. But then it's like, whenever one of them gets sick, it's like, what are you going to do? Like you've built this friendship up. These are people you can trust, but you also have your family to protect. It's like, oh, okay. So like that ending is freaking crazy whenever they go out there. And like the freaking, it's like that, the John Travolta, Dick Cage face-off style where they're all pointing guns at each other. What a predicament, kind of deal. And, it's just like freaking, yeah, man. It's like all that shit just kind of it keeps going, and then the end is crazy. And then, I like the where it kind of zooms in on the aspect ratio there a little bit. But either way, I think they both make you ask questions about yourself, and it's cool. I appreciate that.
Dude, it definitely made me ask questions about myself, especially with Scrabble, because that's why I will never play Scrabble. Because I would cheat like a motherfucker. But also,
especially with those words you make up.
Yeah, but all seriousness though, both of these movies really did get me to question myself what I would do in the situation. It Comes at Night to me is an easier decision to make. I would easily kill the intruder and all that, because like again, I would do the Stone Cold Steve Austin of don't trust no one. Especially in an apocalypse. If I have me a cold beer afterwards, so that one wasn't as hard. Even though kind-hearted me that just kind of wants to help everybody, so I kind of don't know. But probably at the end of the day, if I'm protecting my family, I would have killed the stranger. But for freaking the killing of a sacred deer, dude, I have no idea what I would have done in that situation, because that one is almost a near impossible choice.
He should have shot the wife. Really, she's the one that's out.
Yeah, even though she brought up a good point too. Like I was like, we could just have another kid.
Yeah, I love that she brought that up.
No, I
mean,
love that
what-
was
what-
her best explanation out of all of it. A lot like, oh, I love you, honey. It's like, no, it's like, hey, it's okay. Get one of the kids and I'll just produce another baby. It's all good. I'm like,
The kid got the haircut though, man. He really was trying to like earn his stay.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
couldn't beat Chance, man.
I kind of wanted the daughter to go, in my opinion, because God Almighty, she was such a bitch.
she was a nice lady.
Yeah, what are you talking about? She was a saint.
Apparently, we watched two different movies.
Yeah, well, she
What
was
about that
causing
scene
a
where
lot
she's
of
crawling
trouble.
down the stairs?
She's she was very sweet in the beginning of it, but then yeah, once she starts, she lets that infatuation with Barry get into her, man. I mean, it's all downhill. It's all downstairs after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Literally,
true.
she
If
crawls down the
Gordy, Gordy Tiger says we got extra kids.
Yeah, man. See, some people
And,
just give you one away.
Oh, and I want to address this question real quick. Sorry, I apologize for missing it. Adrian, what's the next movie for a watch along? We talking about towards the end of May. We're gonna be freaking watching Jurassic Park to get you all psyched and ready for freaking Jurassic Dominion. So we're gonna be watching Jurassic Park from 1993 sometime the last 2 weeks of May.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Face Off. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, well, dude,
Oh,
Face
yeah,
Off,
that's actually a
dude,
good
Face
find.
Off, dude, Face Off is coming. That might be a summer blockbuster movie, and we'll do that for June.
Buddy, dude. Face.
But anyways, but yeah, what would y'all do in those situations? Like Napoleon Dynamite, like they kept attacking my cousin. What would you do in that kind of situation?
I would have killed the wife, and I would have shot Christopher Abbott the second that he walked inside the house. There's no room for mercy in either of those situations, so they got to go, man.
Fair, dude. You just said for Nicole Kidman to get God so she can get with Alicia Silverstone.
Oh,
Exactly.
Tart
That's what
time, dude.
That's what he should have said. Like, whenever she said, "I could have another kid," he'd be like,
I could have
"I can
another
fi-
wife.
yeah, I can find some more puss."
Yeah.
Pow!
Yeah,
That-
I got people throwing. I got people throwing tart at me from all different angles, dude. It's fine.
We don't need in that
Uh,
Midsommar
I
tart.
had someone
though.
offer me talk last week.
Yeah. Dot.
Tot.
Dot.
You goddamn tots.
Mott.
Oh yeah. Matt. Yeah, man, but that was I don't think that I have I came ill prepared. I didn't make a good list of things to talk about. I just wanted to talk about the cast and to set up the questioning of both movies. Oh, one other thing I did want to talk about that I thought both of these really did a great job. The cinematography in these two things I thought was really outstanding. I don't really know if I have an opinion about who used it better because it's really two different styles. But I love how everything is a little offbeat in the killing of a sacred deer. It just seems like the camera's always moving at a weird angle and it's always very controlled. I don't think they used like Steadicam a single time. It's always just kind of like roaming around, and. In contrast, I think it comes at night. It's very still, and it's used very methodically to create a sense of claustrophobia and paranoia in there. But I thought even though it's kind of differing styles, I thought they both did it very well. What did you guys think about that?
Oh, definitely. The killing of a sacred deer. I absolutely loved the cinematography of that movie, and we even talked before we even went live. Just the simpleness of shooting a hallway scene, where they could have just made any other normal hallway scene, but the way they lifted the camera up, like I thought it was just it's just making those small little details can really do so much for your movie, and I give major praise for the killing of sacred deer, and also the movie at the beginning, great cinematography where it almost ruined my lunch with that first opening shot.
Dude, that was a real heart surgery, dude.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that's why I immediately put down my chips and salsa. I'm like, I'm not sure I can take much more of this.
I should have told you eat anything other than chips and salsa this day.
Yeah, that would have been some good advice. But for It Comes at Night, I love the cinematography when they go out to the woods because, like, I feel like the whole time that there's just something in the woods that's going to be evil and weird and all that. I had no idea it was going to be within the home, which I felt like that was absolutely spectacular. But the way they kind of fool you a little bit by using that, showing off that cinematography of the woods when they go out there day and night, absolutely great.
Day
Even
and
though
night.
I toss a turn, but anyways, I do got one question though, but it kind of bothers me a little bit when It Comes at Night at the beginning, where they made that fire. Dude, Smokey the Bear would be absolutely pissed off. Like that will immediately cause a
dead with everyone else, bro.
Dude, immediately
Yeah.
would cause a forest fire. Like that flame was way out of control. So I wonder, like, freaking, like, how did the forest not get set on fire? Their house burned down. The end. Quickest movie of all time.
Fuck, at that point, fuck it. But man, dude, I'm telling you, the Sacred Deer camera movements I noticed early on was really cool. Like, it's never still. One of my favorite shots of the movie is when what's his name, young boy, hair kid. He's Bob. Yes, Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby
I don't know where
Benito.
Brown came from.
Bobby Hill.
He goes to the hospital, right? He's there. He's having a good time. Like, and then he can walk again. And they're like, okay, cool. Like, you didn't study for your test. Let's go back to school. And then, like, it follows them out down the escalator, and it goes up, like you said, it goes high, Brett. It goes high up, and then, like, it follows them down the escalator, and he collapses at the bottom. I thought that was really cool. It kind of it's a nice little tracking shot with a lot of style to it. Super neat, dope as hell. But man, dude, those shots of the empty woods and then It Comes at Night, it's witch style, man. It really reminds you of The Witch. Like, whenever they're going out there and they're showing you the empty woods and, like, the people's reactions looking into the woods, the dog running out there, all that stuff. Like, just, it's chill. It's freaking
Bone chilling.
Bone chilling. Thank you. Yes, when they go out there, because you don't know what's out there. We never find out. That's fine. That's cool. But the shots alone they leave your mind, like, actually looking. A lot of empty space out there. A lot of empty, stuff within the trees, and you're in your mind trying to put something there, but there's nothing there. And yeah, that's brilliant. Love those scenes in the movie. And yeah, that was some of my favorite parts. But those scenes at nighttime are really kind of creepy too.
Yeah,
I
dude,
love
absolutely.
the mystery that they were able to capture about the fucking red door, right? The red door in the house. They keep there's always this little bit of light that's on it, and the camera's always just kind of like zooming in ever so slowly. And the sort of dream sequences and the, like, hallucinatory stuff was pretty awesome as well. Like, whenever they have Travis is having his nightmares. Honestly, the fucking scene where like he's having a nightmare and he looks over, like, and his grandpa is, like, his eyes are black and he's, like, puking blood.
Oh yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, dude, that fucking got me. I was like, it kind of made me put down my chips and salsa. I'm like,
dude, what about freaking the dream sequence with Kim? I bet you were enjoying that dream sequence. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm about to get. Bleh! I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like,
100. Yeah, Christopher Abbott with the black eyes. Whenever Travis wakes up and he's just, like, staring down at him. All of those sequences I thought were fantastic. And but I just wanted to bring up that thing about the red door because I thought that was just such a central thing, symbolism to the story, and they did a great job of creating a sort of an aura of mystery, if you will.
yeah, absolutely on that. And I actually two thoughts about that red door. Thought number one: who immediately thought of Insidious when you saw that red door?
Red doors will do that. Nightmare on Elm Street and Insidious will always pop up on my mind when I
You
see a good red
got
door.
my number two. What if the door opens and you're just entered this boiler room, and then you hear ah ha 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 ha.
Who's doing the laughing though? Is it going to be you? Or is it going to be Freddy?
It's going to be Freddy, of course. Like,
See,
even though I'm way more scarier, I'm the real nightmare. Me and
If I
my
heard
made up
that,
words.
I would think, Bertie, what the hell are you doing in the boiler room?
Don't ask questions, man. I'm just here. But But Gory
This just
Tiger,
in. Oh,
Gory Tiger, I do love his philosophy here of no room for mercy, Cobra Kyle style.
Cobra Kia.
yeah. That,
Oh,
I like
Cobra.
it, man. You got to get me one of those.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
yeah,
very
I'm
very
more
efficient-
of an eagle thing kind of guy. But anyways,
what?
so something cool like a hawk or an eagle.
okay, I gotta
Sure,
quit
before he
doing
shoots
these
him in the
fucking
ass and
sound
wedding
effects.
crashers.
Oh, oh man! But I actually got a
He
topic.
says he believes in art.
Oh man! But I actually got a topic here. Who had because I was trying to decide like who had the more disturbing third act because
Oh,
both of
man,
these both
damn.
of these endings were freaking just get you in the guts and hit you right in the feels and made you really uncomfortable, make you really kind of in a way depressed. In a way, so if you're going to watch these movies, watch them on a good day. Trust me on that, especially with the Sacred Deer, because to me that's the most messed up ending for me, just because of how it was built up the entire movie. And when they actually get to it, dude, just freaking disturbing stuff, man. Even though the CGI blood didn't do me any favors, but
Oh yeah, that kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah,
I think the
for me, go ahead, Brad. I'm out.
oh. Chips and sauce will get you through both of these if you do it accordingly. But you need queso. You're gonna need queso. for
God, I
sure.
wish I had
And
queso.
I'm
maybe even
literally ordering it. I
guacamole.
have to order a burrito right now. You guys are starting talking about this, and I don't have
Taco
anything
Bell
else.
or what?
I love
Oh
tacos
no, but
and
I mean,
burritos.
Dos Bros, man, come on.
Ah, that
Gross.
sounds so.
Gross.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, both of them are very tense and very, again, like you're asking questions to yourself, like what the fuck am I going to do here in this spot? I think they both bring a lot to the table. That in sequence alone and Sacred Deer was like freaking, damn man, what the fuck? Like, what are you gonna do? But I do think Sacred Deer. I cannot talk at all anymore. I think
The
Sacred
Sacred
Deer
Deal.
really. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying.
Theo Pickles.
Between this and the extendables, man, I don't even know.
The sacred extended dill pickle. All right. Anyway,
And
so
the
I think-
anatomy of no wait a minute. We'll say
Don't
that
you
for
start
later.
with me, Hugo.
Yes.
God. Okay. All right. So I think that I actually think that Sacred Deer was kind of drawn out a bit. I think it kind of went on a little bit too long to kind of get to that third act. I think it does because we all kind of knew like it was going to end that way. Like one of the ways, like it took forever to get to that point. I thought, I wouldn't say forever, but it was a little bit longer than I would have liked it to be. But
That's
man, dude, once shit like you go through like an hour 15 minutes and it comes at night, nothing happens. Like it's just all kind of like smooth sailing. Like there's a couple scenes, but overall, like there's no huge conflict. But this end sequence comes out of nowhere, dude, and it's like freaking again, like I said, dude, freaking the old triple down standoff. Face-off style. She's got the gun pointed at him. He's got the gun pointed at him, and he's like, "Oh, what the hell's going to happen here, man?" Freaking one trigger pull, and it's all over, man. And,
the freaking Office.
Yeah, just like that. That could go on for some time, but it works out. Like they all get outside. Like he turns around, Joel does, and smacks the dude and gets the gun out of his hand. He's pointing the gun at him, and they just freaking they're going at it, and. The screen literally does start to shrink. Like it does. Like it has the classic widescreen with the top and bottom margins, and it just starts to kind of narrow in and make you feel like I really like that effect. I've never seen that done before, and it really just kind of pulled me into that. Made that scene seem a lot more tense. Once they get outside, you really don't know where this is going to go. There's a child involved. There's a bunch of characters that you actually kind of like at this point. You don't want any of them to die. And it hits the fan, dude. And he blows the kid away, and it's like it's super intense. The screens keeps shrinking. Like I actually thought it was just going to close out in the middle of their battle and be done with it. And I was like, that's interesting. But it kept going. But man, I got to go with the It Comes at Night. I thought that was super tense and just freaking like just because I didn't know what was going to happen. In Sacred Deer, I knew somebody was going to die. I just didn't know who. This one, it just was totally open and it was tense, man.
Yeah, and Chris, before we get your opinion, I was just oh shit, you gotta be kidding me. Did freaking just my thought leave my head? Dadgummit, Chris, go ahead. My thought just left my head.
Just leaps clean out of there and fucking takes off.
I know. I was ready to go. If it's my turn, I'm like, but no,
I see
Chris,
it. It's
go
right
ahead.
over there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's on the floor, man. Please pick it up.
Okay, but Chris, go ahead as I'm trying to remember it.
I was gonna say between the two, yeah, I agree with everything you said, Brad. I think the only thing I differ on a little bit, I think that even though you kind of know someone's gonna die, I think that the moment is still so tense. Like, is this guy really gonna shoot a fucking family member? And then just the absurdity of it. I mean, on the one hand, you don't really know. I think it's so conflicting because you're seeing this guy, you know, everyone's blindfolded. He's fucking in there doing 360s, and like part of you wants to be like, what the fuck? But then you're also just horrified. Like, this guy's about to kill one of his own family members, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's sort of like this intensity of it, and maybe just like this WTF. Like I said, the absurdity of it kind of makes it maybe not quite as intense, but the absurdity of it makes it more interesting, shall we say, to me. So I give the ending, the third act, the ending of it to, even though you're right, the build up to it takes its sweet ass time in Sacred Deer. I'll give you that much. Which robs it maybe a little bit, but I give it to Sacred Deer, man, because then even after that, they're walking into the diner there at the end. I think once he shoots Bob, like the entire time your jaw is on the floor and you're like, what the fuck, you know, and what they do with the body, had this whole thing come about? It's just so many questions, and there's that ambiguity to it as well. So I like the ending of A Sacred Deer a little bit better.
Hell yeah. And I actually just now remembered what I was going to say. Brad brought it up a little bit. I thought the pacing and for the killing of a sacred deer was phenomenal for me. Because, like, literally, I was like, damn, like, we were going for a while. I felt like I'm only watching the movie for 20 minutes. I checked. It was an hour into the movie. So I thought the pacing of the killing of a sacred deer was really damn good for his 2-hour runtime. I do agree with Brad that the second half of the movie does drag a little bit. But for It Comes at Night, to me, that felt like for an hour and a half movie, it felt like I was watching a 2.5 hour movie at times.
I actually think that It Comes at Night went by, for me, it went by pretty fast. I do see, like, at the same time, I understand nothing really happens. So I don't know if I'd rewatch it as much as Sacred Deer, because I think Sacred Deer is a little bit more interesting throughout. But I still like it. It just feels like a lot of setup. You know, like you always have that section in the movie where, like, you know, you take, usually it's like 30 minutes or so, and you take that first 30 minutes, the first act rather, and you just you get to know the characters, you get to learn the world, and I just feel like all that's kind of drawn out, and then It Comes at Night, and it works for me. By the time it seems like the first act was over, we're an hour into the movie, and which it wasn't quite, you know, really that long, but it seems that way because the whole movie is kind of building the world up and setting things up, and I kind of liked it. I was surprised to find out that I was an hour into the movie at one point. I thought we were still in that first 30 minutes, but then I look up and I'm like, oh, there's only 30 minutes left of this thing. What the fuck's going to happen, you know? But at the same time, I wasn't bored with it. It was going by fast, and I dug it.
Hell yeah. Chris, any thoughts about the pacing?
No, man, I dug it for both, honestly. When you rewatch them, maybe you'll feel a little bit different about it because you already know how it's going to play out. But I distinctly remember on both of these that the pacing part of it really worked for me on both of them. On rewatch, I mean, if I'm being honest, they both there are moments where I could see how someone would feel like they're lagging because there is a lot of setup, and there's a lot to be gleaned through the dialogue, and a lot of so much is predicated on the interactions between the characters. I mean, that's pretty much, both of these are very character driven, so they both can feel a little laggy upon rewatch, but I don't think it's an issue for either of them. It's just a matter, you watch anything a few times and it starts to slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think they both work, man. As if you're asking me who did it better, as far as pacing goes, man, I think Sacred Deer probably.
That's what I think, but just by a hair, just because again, I thought the first half just flew by because you're so like interested into the story of what's going on. Then once you actually kind of start knowing what's going on, then like Brad said, the second half of it, like to actually get to the third act, did take its sweet ass time, and I don't like
Yeah.
when movies do that. So the Sacred Deer to me could have easily been an hour and 45-minute movie.
I concur. I do think it's a little bit more enjoyable to get through. Enjoyable might be the wrong word, but it goes by a little bit faster, I guess. Like because there's more going on. There's more characters. There's more interaction, especially the first like half of it. The first half is awesome because it's just like one thing after another, and then once they leave the hospital, it just kind of feels like it drags a bit. But overall, like I think it it chips away for a movie very heavy in dialogue and whatnot. I think it goes by really quick.
And speaking of funny, did anybody laugh when the freaking girl got up to walk to that window and to look at freaking Martin, and then Bobby's like, "I want to go to the window too." Click.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
instantly.
If he just hear that thump, I'm like, whoever put that thump sound in there, like the editor or the sound effect person, give that person a raise.
Dude, he took a lot of freaking thumps, man. Like that whenever
Dude, her
Colin Farrell
and
was
her.
yeah, well, she did too, but yeah, he like Colin Farrell was like chucking him all over the hallway when he was telling the story about
Yeah.
jerking off his dad. Like he was all over the place, like just
Oh,
throwing
yeah,
him
dude.
all.
That's crazy. Yeah, he picks it
Yeah,
up.
that
out of the
was,
liquor and he's like, come on, Bob, we're gonna go for a walk. And he's like trying to make him walk.
Or it's like, what's your secret, Bob? Like, I just told you my fucked up shit. What's your fucked up shit? I don't have any fucked up shit. Bullshit. I just told you the most personal thing in my life. I probably should have never told you that. I probably should have done something very light since you're a child.
I think that's there was actually a deleted scene where Colin Farrell actually lifted up the blindfold and was like,
There's that son of a bitch. He knows my secret.
He knows my secret.
"You son of a bitch."
Bobby, you son of a bitch. Oh my god.
Presto,
that's
you're
great.
dead.
Hell yeah. Do y'all have anything else to talk about on these? We took a good chunk out of these movies.
I think so, man. No one said anything about the score. I don't know if it's anything you guys want to get into or not. I thought they were both very effective, but not really anything that memorable.
Yeah, like
Not
they did
something
their
I would
job.
buy yeah, I wouldn't. Not anything I would buy on vinyl. But I think they both serve their purpose and are very effective. Definitely add something
Dude.
to the atmosphere. So
Absolutely, man. They were both creepy and tense. Like I said, the music and It Comes at Night was very like like I can't trust this mofo kind of music. It really gave you emotions like that. And then the other movie, dude, it was throughout the. It was like it was unnerving at times. I was like, dude, I can't handle this. This is just freaking like.
it gets loud at
ugh.
a couple of points in there. I mean,
Yeah.
was pretty, it was used pretty sparingly throughout, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have one last thought, and then we can just end it with our overall thoughts on both movies and our movie rating.
I just want to point out. Right
oh,
that's the
sorry, go
second
ahead.
That is the second time that someone tonight, you and Brad, have both meant to say both and have said Booth.
Sorry,
Booth?
I've been thinking about Cliff Booth. So
Bloody Mary's got you on the edge, dog.
no, it was the beans, man, or the mac and
Get more
cheese.
celery.
I can't remember what he fucking ate, but no. Anyways, I do not trust any human being in this world who does not like cake, ice cream. What was the third one that freaking Travis didn't like when he was talking to Kim?
Oh yeah, dude. She didn't like ice cream, cake, or cookies.
No,
man.
it was Travis didn't like. No, Travis was the one that didn't. Oh, it was cookies, cake, and ice cream because he liked freaking something else random. Cupcakes.
What?
Oh no, I'm sorry. He didn't like cupcakes.
That's cake. It's a small
Okay,
cake.
this has gone on.
But anyways, I don't trust any human being
Someone
that doesn't
Google
like that
it.
stuff.
Google what Travis doesn't like.
He doesn't like it.
Here, let me.
What did he like?
I'll
Vet that. You know what? Fuck it. You're spending way too much time on what a character.
No,
is.
I'm gonna look. You all do your overall thoughts and your movie rating. So whoever
Okay.
wants to go first on that.
Oh, Brad's muted. He's in the middle of an important
There was a
conversation.
there was a food he likes, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, overall ratings you want me to do, Brady? I like
Yeah.
both of these movies quite a bit. They've been like again, I'm glad this got the spin of the wheel. because they both been on my watch list for a while. I enjoyed them both thoroughly. I do like Sacred Deer a little bit more. I gave that a 4.5 out of 5, and I gave It Comes at Night a 4 out of 5, just because rewatchability, it's not there quite as much. I think I will revisit it down the road because I really did enjoy the characters and everything. But it's a fun ride at first. But again, it's going to be it's definitely going to be one I watch fewer than Sacred Deer, just for the sake of
What was the Sacred Deer rating one more time?
That one's a 4.5, Brett, man.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna hop on that train. Actually, sorry, Chris, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just waiting patiently for your
for my
to come in.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry, I thought you were prepared. Like, but anyways,
just anxious to see what you're gonna say.
Well, here we go. No time to waste. Let's talk about It Comes at Night first. My overall thoughts. Really strong movie. I really enjoyed the performances. And I love the story that was told. Messed up third act, but I do have some little pacing issues and some other little issues as well with it. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Probably more of the 4.25 route than anything, but of course on Letterboxd that rounds up, so I'll just do 4.5. But with the Killing of a Sacred Deer, that movie immediately jumped into my top 10 of the 2010s of horror. That's how much of a damn impact that movie made for me, and that's absolutely spectacular, especially with all the movies that it beats on that list. I thought the story makes you so damn uncomfortable while also makes you so damn intrigued. And we had a freaking amazing cast to help tell the story too. We have a great director who knew exactly what story he wanted to tell. All of it was just great, but I did have some little issue, like tiny issues with the movie, so I cannot give it the golden reel no matter how bad I want to. So I give freaking this Killing of a Sacred Deer a 4.75 out of 5.
Hell yeah, Birdie.
Rocky Road. Interesting. Interesting outcomes. I really thought that it was going to go the other way. I thought that you guys would enjoy It Comes at Night more. But, you know, when I went back to rewatch it, and that's kind of what I was thinking as well, but when I went back to rewatch it, I kept thinking, kind of the same thing. And I thought it was just kind of the rewatch for me where I was like, this really isn't, it's lost some of its luster for me, probably just because I know what's going to happen. But I guess not. Maybe it just hasn't, it just lost a little something over the years. But I think I gave Sacred Deer a 4.5, and I gave It Comes at Night a 4.
A fear.
A fear. So I went with Sacred Deer is a little bit. I mean, you guys know that's right up my alley. It's a great movie, but it's also it's up there on the weirdness scale. I mean, it's not for a general audience would fucking hate it, right? So
it felt like the most A24 out of the two movies. I forgot to mention that too. That the Killing of a Sacred Deer to me felt like more of an A24 type flick. While It Comes at Night, yes, it does have its qualities of an A24, but I just never asked one time like, "Oh, this is an A24 movie." Like I would have never known.
Yeah. It's not like seeing a giant human ram with a big swinging dick in the last 5 minutes. Nothing like that.
Oh, get out of here, dude. Stop with that movie.
Chris, we know you're the freaking stunt double for that in Midsommar.
I was talking about something else, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
Actually,
and of course, can we get a freaking...
We got to add that one to the list. I didn't even think of it.
I'm not watching Lamb again, dude. I'm vetoing that.
Dude.
Veto.
You're watching
Veto.
Oh, God.
Veto.
Oh, God. Please don't make me watch Lamb. But
no, you're good. Brett's going to watch it.
Oh,
I'll do it on...
But anyways, I forgot to freaking mention Chris. Chris, thank you so much for recommending The Killing of a Sacred Deer, because we did get to see Nicole Kidman's titties.
You're damn right.
Corpse pose.
Even that fucking Colin Farrell is like, nah, I'm good, babe. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what, man? Yeah, sometimes you got to do the old corpse fuck there, dude. Jeffrey Dahmer certainly wouldn't have passed that up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to freaking end it like that. So, guys, that is our thoughts about the killing of a sacred deer and It Comes at Night. We want to know what you guys think, or we want to hear from you what your all's favorite is. Let us know in that comment section down below. And then quickly with the poll I put up, out of 7 votes, It Comes at Night gets 71%. The Killing of the Sacred Deer, 29%.
I knew it. See, that's
Wowza!
what I expected.
Yeah, so guys, do you want to freaking spin the wheel?
Yes, I
Let's
do,
wheel
man. I want to spin it again. Fuck yeah.
Ah, man. Dude, if I could find a way for you to pull it up so you can spin it, I absolutely would. But I got the power. So let me go ahead and pull this. Nope.
Let's get something
You don't want to go.
normal.
You don't want to go there.
Something normal.
We got freaking blackout right now. So
Uh-oh.
here.
There's that Spider-Man thing again. Spider-Man fists Venom. You need to clear that off, man.
Dude, I'm sorry. I have a Spider-Man issue. Okay. All right. Chris, since you won the first pick of the wheel, you do the countdown. You tell me when to hit this button.
Ooh,
Okay, man,
stir
you ready?
echoes.
I am ready. Just give me the
Oh,
countdown
yeah, dude.
and just let me know.
Oh shit, was I supposed to add another one, or do we just keep go?
No, we're
Good.
keeping going, and then like halfway we'll add more.
Okay, cool.
You're too
okay, you ready?
late.
3, 2, 1, spin. Yeah, let it go, man.
Oh
fuck
gosh,
yeah.
dude, I can't do another one. I can't do
Give it
another
to
one.
me.
I can't do another one.
God damn it.
Oh,
Quiet
yeah.
place.
Oh man,
That's
what
gonna
a
be cool.
fucking bore.
Are you kidding me? That's gonna be an epic episode.
Dude, hell yes, especially with the news of the prequel coming out. This is a perfect time to do Quiet Place versus Quiet Place Part 2.
We almost had Fresh though. Yeah, you see how close it was to Fresh?
Oh, dude, and Fred, oh my gosh. And I was about the 10 Cloverfield because I was kind of curious. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, why are those pitted against each other? That is such a random matchup.
Well,
As a
that's
director-
my matchup. Or no, my matchup is here, let me get this out here. But no, my matchup was the Quiet Place one, and Brad's was the matchup of the Cloverfield one. So I was really
I
curious.
think it's a good
about that.
match. Yeah, I think it's a good match.
Fresh
I mean,
and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, I think
because
it's a
they're
good
both-
match.
They're both trapped inside a place. Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. So guys, expect next week to be a Quiet Place versus a Quiet Place 2 for the Slash It Out. So that is going to be a very tough one because I think me and Brad have the same opinions on that about how close of like the same ratings and how we feel about the movies are compared to each other. But for Chris, from what it sounds like, I'm really interested to hear what he has to say about both of these films.
No, I love both the movies. I just ignore me, dude. You know me. You just have to ignore me sometimes.
Okay, just like I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding with you. But I'm messing. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close out for Slash Out tonight. Expect Quiet Place versus Quiet Place 2 next week. Again, we want to hear from you and what you all think, or if you have any ideas for suggestions of a Slash Out matchup, please let us know everything in that comment section down below, as always, so we can get those discussions rolling. And Brad, where can they freaking find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd. Those links are for you to find down below.
Yeah, absolutely. And dadgummit, I'll work on it tomorrow, get rid of Spotify and freaking all that down. But what you can do is be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. And also check out our last 2 videos before the stream with our Halloween top moments and our Don't Worry, Darling trailer reaction, because those have been really awesome right now. That's because of you guys. So be sure to share that with your friends. And of course, Chris, what can they do to that bell? Hello?
Oh yeah, I guess that was more of a telephone. I don't know. I've been drinking, man. I don't even fucking know. I thought that was a good bell ring. Ding ding ding. Ding,
yeah,
ding.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. So hit that. That's the more.
There's nothing I'd like to do more right now than to restore your faith, Judaism.
Well, I appreciate that, man. But Lady Gaga did that before anything. But anyways, hit that notification bell so you know when the next set of videos and live streams are up and ready. And we're going to go ahead and log out for the night. So we appreciate everybody in the chat, and we will see you guys for the next one.
Shit. Is Brad wearing the diaper again? Oh.
Oh,
You
so-
wish.
He had that look on his face like maybe he was going.
Oh gosh.